Hello friends, SentinalH here, and welcome back to our ChromatiCraft tutorial series. So, we're back, and we're going to be crafting something really awesome. It's something quite useful, and there's quite a few steps we have to go through to get it, so stick with me, and we'll get through it, and hopefully none of you will end up confused by the end. So, I'll try and go slowly, and make sure that we understand fully every step that we're going to take. So the item that we're going to go for today, if we open the lexicon, you'll find it under Energy and Elements. It's called the Transmutation Flame. What it does, if you read the description here, it talks about items you don't have enough of and items you have too much of, and it would be nice if you could take the stuff you have too much of and get rid of it and make it into the other stuff. So basically what the Transmutation Flame will allow us to do is it'll allow us to throw a bunch of junk into it and get out something better. Now there are limitations to this, but you know, you wouldn't be able to go from dirt all the way to diamonds. This isn't equivalent exchange. If you remember that from back in the TechGeddon days, where you could basically make anything out of nothing. That's not this, because it says here at the end, surely nothing could go wrong with this sort of project. So be careful with it. But here we go. We're going to go and we're going to craft the Transmutation Flame. There's a lot of steps. Okay. So if I hit R on it in my inventory, what we're going to need is we're going to need this item called a transformation core. So that's our first step. We're going to go for this. Now, thankfully, we can craft this because we've upgraded our casting room into a casting temple, and we have our item casting stands. So you need these in order to get this. So if you haven't updated your room to a temple and had all these stands, you can't craft what we're going to craft today. So make sure you've upgraded to this so that you can make this. So in order to get ourselves a transformation core, the first thing we need is a crystal core. And thankfully, we've already crafted this. In one of our previous episodes, when I showed you how to craft the crystal clusters, we crafted crystal cores. So if you need to take a look at that, go ahead and watch that video, and it'll show you how to craft a crystal core. So we have that, so we can go ahead and place that in our casting table, right in the middle. And now, if we go to the next page over in the book, we'll see that the runes that we need. We need some Ikri runes. I think that's how I pronounce it. I pronounce it Ikri. It starts with a Y. I don't know if that's proper or not. Anyway, we need to place it 1, 2, 3 blocks to the east and 2 blocks north, as well as 3 blocks west and 2 blocks south. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But let's go ahead and recheck this so we see where it's at. Y equals 0. So it's the same level as our casting table. Maybe 1, 2. Yep, so we need to place it right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We need to place it right there. Okay, what else do we need? If we keep going, we'll find, all the stuff we have to put in our casting stands. So you're going to need motive dust. You're going to need boosted Ikri crystal shards, and you're going to need boosted Kuro crystal shards. Alright, so remember, motive dust comes from ender flowers, so get yourself some, and remember, the ender flowers can be put in a grinder in order to get 3 times the motive dust, so I highly recommend it. So let's go ahead and put all of our items in. The boosted Kuro shards go in the 4 inner casting stands on the cardinal directions, and then the motive dust goes further out from that. So let's grab our motive dust. Our Kuro crystal shards boosted go right there, right there, right there, and right there. Now apparently you can also you can hold shift and right click on these things. I don't know. They said that you could do that. Why didn't it do anything? Maybe I can't do that with this stuff. Or okay, so we've placed our boosted Kuro shards. Let's go ahead and place our motive dust. Oh. Put it all in one. Ah, that's interesting. We'll put our motive dust in these slots. So if I look at this from above, We have the Kuro shards and the Mote of Dust. Now we'll place our Ikri shards on the diagonals. That. Like that. And there we go. So if we look at this, Ikri shards, Kuro shards, Mote of Dust, Crystal Core. We have it. That's what you need in order to craft it. So we'll go ahead and give this a whack. There we go. We have a transformation core. So now that we have our transformation core, get up there. No, get up there. Goodness. Now that we have our transformation core, we can go on to our next step. So if I hit R on my Transmutation Flame, we can see that the transformation core goes in the center. Which makes sense. We're making something that turns stuff into other stuff, so we have a transformation core. In order to craft it, the Transmutation Flame, we need to place some runes. So 1, 2 diagonal to the northeast, we need to place a Nilla. Wait, what? Oh, y equals -1. So it needs to go underneath this item casting stand. What's the best way to do this? Oh, it's already there. Nice. And then we need Portocali. Should be under here. Yep. We also need Catrino. It's right there. And we also need Ikri, which should be right under here. Yep. Perfect. We're good to go. So we've got our runes in place. Now on to what we have to put in here. Now there's several things that we haven't gone over yet, so let's go over them. First things first, Feraxite. Feraxite is an ore that you mine out of the ground. So if we go into ChromatiCraft World Gen in creative mode, I can find some Feraxite and I can stick it down so you can see what it looks like. Obviously you need to have the right progression in order to see this, but this is what Feraxite looks like in the world. It's very noticeable, it's very bright, and even if this stuff is in like pitch blackness, you can like still see it. So we'll go down this hole. And so even though it's dark down there, you can still see this stuff bright as day. It's always that bright. So Feraxite, oh yeah, here we have elemental stones. You're going to need some of these for this. So basically, Feraxite is something that's actually easier to find in the dark, if you think about it, because it sticks out so much. We're also going to need something else, and while we're down here, it's a good time to take a look at it, because I see one right there. Let me grab a Nilla pendant so I can see in the dark. And what we're looking at is this thing growing from the ceiling. It's called a rock flower. It grows from the ceilings of caves, so it does have a Y level requirement. It needs to be underground. But right now we're at Y47, and I didn't place this. This spawned naturally, so that must be a proper Y level. So it'll grow on the ceiling of caves. And what you need to do is you just need to break it. Now I need to be in survival mode. And if I punch it, then I get purification powder. I think I got 2 of it from that. I already had 4, so I got 2. So you're going to need that. Let's get rid of this Nilla pendant. We don't need it anymore. So that's what Feraxite looks like, this thing here. So go ahead and mine it. If you played Civilization Beyond Earth, you're familiar with Feraxite. And now we'll just go ahead and... I just want to grab a pickaxe, and I want to go ahead and pick some of this elemental stones, which you'll be able to see these once you have gotten the right progression. You break them and they give you random stones, elemental stones that have that are assigned to the random elements. Although I think you can find elemental stones that are, you know, I think I've seen them where it shows you what element it is before you break it. But you're going to need those. You're going to need elemental stones, so go ahead and mine a bunch of elemental stones. Find them, because, you know, you need a couple colors. So, now that you've gotten some elemental stones, you don't need Rezova. You're going to need Catrino and Ikri. So, once you've gotten your elemental stones, and you've broken some rock flowers and gotten yourself some purification powder, we can go ahead and start crafting some of the stuff that we need. So, once again, if we go into this recipe, first things first, the elemental stones go on the right and on the left. So, Catrino on the left, Ikri on the right, and our Firaxite. We need 4 of it in the middle around there. So let's go ahead and put these. I got so much crap that I should have taken out of my inventory before I started this video, because I'm such a great YouTuber. Okay, so Ikri and Catrino. Ikri goes over here. Boop. Catrino goes over here. Boop. And then the Firaxite. Boop, boop, and boop. So that's how that goes. Now, you may have noticed something else, although I didn't notice it at first. This is not a Tahara crystal, or that Tahara's the white one, isn't it? This is a raw crystal. Okay, you have to craft this using any color crystal shard. And 4 purification powder. All right. So grab a crystal shard. I happen to have a Kajani, so let's use that. We'll throw purification powder on it. Oh wait, do I have to cast this? I probably have to cast this. Right. Use. Wait, what? Raw crystal. Yeah. Probably. Wait, what? Let's take this stuff out. Why am I so bad at things? Why am I so bad at games, you guys? Okay. Shard. Purification. There we go. Yep. You gotta cast it. So cast it first. Okay. We have our raw crystals now. So let's put our transformation core back. Put our elemental stones back. Funnily enough, even when I'm in creative mode, I don't have an infinite supply of these elemental stones. Put the Firaxite back. Our raw crystal goes on the north side. And now we need glowstone dust in these corners. So we put glowstone dust there, there, and there. Around the Firaxite. Next we need energetic essence. Now there's 2 ways to get this. One is through resonant clover, which is another flower that you can find out and about in the world. And the other way is by killing lumen fog, which is a mob that specifically spawns in a luminous cliffs biome, which we haven't seen yet in this series, which we'll get to soon, trust me. But there's 2 ways to get it. You can get energetic essence, and again, you can throw resonant clover in a grinder to get energetic essence 3 of it instead of 1. However, as you noticed, you can't do that with rock flowers. Rock flowers can't be silk touched and ground. You need to just punch them. So we'll take our energetic essence, which looks a lot like glowstone, but don't get confused because energetic essence is sparklier. And it goes in all of them, doesn't it? Nope, just 2. It doesn't go in this one. Ah! I can put a bunch of it in one, huh? Interesting. Throw it in there. Throw it in there. So only the corner ones are empty in this recipe. So now we still can't craft it. Oh yeah, motive dust. We gotta put motive dust down here. If you remember motive dust, ender flowers. Alright, there we go. Now we can craft ourselves a Transmutation Flame. So it took a lot of work, but it is worth it. Let's craft it. There we go. So yeah, it takes a lot of effort to get this. I mean, not as much effort as endgame stuff, but at this point in time, in this series I think, that was the most complex thing we've crafted yet. So the Transmutation Flame is an item that you can just place in the world. We'll go over here where there's no grass so you can see it well. There you go. Transmutation Flame. It looks pretty cool. So how does it work? Well, basically, first you have to have one of the item that you want to get. So because it mentions iron in the book, let's go ahead and just use iron. So we'll just hold it in our hands and we'll right click on the Transmutation Flame and it takes it. If we right click with an empty hand now, it pops back out. So we put it in, now there's an iron ingot in there. Now we have to throw junk in there, stuff you don't want. So, but you gotta throw the right stuff. So with ChromatiCraft installed, if you hover over an item and hold the control key, it'll show you a little box that displays the type of lumen energy that is contained in that item. For instance, iron ingots, it's Ruskia. Leather, it's Kijani. And with diamonds, it's Tahara and is that Sembaru and Ruskia. So in order to get this iron ingot, we need to throw stuff in there that has Ruskia in it. So we wouldn't want to throw blaze rods in there because it doesn't have any Ruskia. We wouldn't want to throw sticks because it's Kijani. We need Ruskia. So the easiest way to get that is with dirt or cobblestone. Probably cobblestone. That's probably what you have the most of sitting around. Although if you have a lot of dirt, that's the same thing. But if you've got a lot of cobblestone, this is a good way to get rid of it. So now an important thing about the Transmutation Flame. So just throw the items in there. You cannot automate this. You can't put a hopper over it. You can't put a drop crate from a box with a hole in it from Botania. You have to throw it manually, and there's a reason for that. It would be really overpowered if you could automate this thing. So now that I've thrown a bunch of Ruskia in there, if I look at it with my elemental manipulator, I can see what's in there. If I right click with it, boom, a bunch of iron pops out. So a stack of cobblestone got me 16 iron ingots because one of them was the one that I threw in there. So 16 iron ingots for one stack of cobblestone. It's actually not bad, you know. If you've got a lot of cobblestone and you nothing else to do with it, transmuting it into iron, not a bad way to go. Let's try to transmute something else. Let's try and transmute redstone dust. So in order to do that, we need Catrino and we need Asvesti. I'm starting to remember all these names. So let's go in here and see what cheap items have Catrino and Asvesti. Oh, we can actually, well, no, as Catrino and Asvesti, not Catrino and Kijani. Anyway, lime wool has Catrino, interestingly enough. I bet torches have Catrino as well. Yeah, Catrino and Asvesti, but why you'd want to turn torches? I mean, turning torches into redstone dust is not bad because torches are infinite because you can just craft an infinite, you can farm an infinite amount of charcoal and wood. So I could throw torches in here. We'll throw like, you know, a whole bunch of torches in this as an example of what you could do. A stack of torches. I look at it with my elemental manipulator and I can see the resources that are in there. So if we look, we can see all the various lumen colors that are currently in here because the torches have more than just those two. Now if I right click with it, boom, redstone dust. 43. So we got 42 redstone dust because one of them we already had for a stack of torches. So as you can see, and now nothing. So if I put redstone back in, nothing, because there's not enough in there to give us any. There's still some in there though. Now let's say you wanted to get rid of it. Let's say one of our colors was completely full and we couldn't put anything else in there. Well, we could clear this thing out by holding shift and right clicking. Let's go into survival mode because I hear that this can actually hurt you. We'll hold shift, we'll right click, and it discharges the energy. It doesn't hurt, it's probably not enough in there. So we can hold shift and right click and you can clear out your Transmutation Flame if for some reason you wanted to do that. Crystalline stone is also a great way to go as far as throwing blocks in, because the base crystalline stone actually has all of the elements, and you can mass produce it pretty well. So you can chuck that in there a whole bunch to get stuff. So basically, if you need like Catrino crystal shards, or if you need a crystal shard of a certain color, so we'll put a Catrino crystal shard in there. Well, just find something that you have a lot of that has Catrino. Who knows? What about lime wool? Yeah, who needs lime wool? Just chuck a bunch of that in there. Bang. Catrino shards. Pretty darn sick. This thing's awesome. And I can see no reason why you wouldn't want one of these. Like literally no reason why you wouldn't want one of these, because these are really cool and useful. So yeah, you can take the junk you don't want and you can condense it into the stuff that you do want. It does have some limitations, of course. You can't just throw a ton of dirt in there. Not going to work because it doesn't have the right elements, the right lumen colors. So yeah, that's the Transmutation Flame. I think it's pretty darn awesome, and I'm definitely going to try and work my way up to it in ChromatiCraft and get one of these so that I can do the same. So I've always got a ton of junk that I don't need, so it's going to be awesome to be able to get rid of it and turn it into stuff that I actually want. So that's it. That's the Transmutation Flame. There is a danger with this in the most recent version, in version 19 of ChromatiCraft. For instance, if you were trying to craft a diamond by throwing a crap ton of dirt in there, you might break your Transmutation Flame, because you can't do that. It's not designed for you to just chuck thousands of dirts in to get a diamond out like you could with the old equivalent exchange. You have to throw the right, types of items in, because if we look at diamond needs Tahara, Reskia, and Zambaru, I think that is, and dirt, it only has Reskia, right? So if you want to get diamonds, you have to throw in those 3 elements. Actually, let's get a diamond. The best way for us to get, the easiest way for me right now to get those elements is to just throw crystalline stone in there. Let's throw in a stack of crystalline stone and see how many diamonds we can get. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to do this, but we'll just do it for fun. So now we have all of them. Bang! Diamonds! 12 of them. Pretty sweet. So yeah, that's the Transmutation Flame. It's pretty cool. I like it. So basically, it's like, I don't know, could you consider this an earlier game version of the item fabricator? It doesn't fabricate items out of lumen energy, but what it does allow you to do is exchange items for another item using the lumen energy, basically. It's cool. I like it. It's great. I've said that too many times. We got to end the episode. But before... So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned after this outro for a small treat for those of you who are interested. But thanks so much. I really appreciate your viewership. Like and comment the video down below if you enjoyed it. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me out when you like and comment. And this channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, because if I wasn't getting any views, it wouldn't. Why would I make the channel anymore? Because I don't have a lot of time these days. But the time that I do have, I love spending my free time making these videos. I really do. It's a lot of fun. I've made a lot of good friends here, and so if you want to join our Discord, it's a great place to come and hang out and chat and make some new acquaintances, and maybe play some Minecraft with them. And we're always here, and well, I'm not always here, but some people are always there. It's a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out. Okay, now, for those of you who are interested to see this, I finally got my MIDI put into the Crystal Orchestra, and it is glorious.